There was one time when Liam was in high school. We was a reading class, and he fell asleep in class. And there was a bully in that class who thought it, a good Samaritan, that he would keep Liam up and attentive in the class and pay attention. And I think we should thank him, because that student who boastfully told you to, as I remember it, wake up. He slammed his fist on the desk. He may be the reason you're here today.
So I can honestly guarantee if he hadn't woken me up, I would never have woken up. I would still be there in that classroom, like a skeleton. Cobwebs and all. I don't know what I did to piss him off so much. I guess just the sound of sleeping children. I'd woken up a demon inside him, and he wasn't having any more of it. And he said, "Wake up," and I had two options: to wake up or to suffer the consequences, and I chose to wake up. And I've been up ever since. And then one time I drove around and saw him on the street. He woke me right back up. You better believe it.
You can just cut that at any time.
You know what, for once, why don't you tell you?
Close it that you're right.
Hello everyone, welcome to the GameLords GameCast episode number
41.
And this week we are playing Dead Rising 4 on the Xbox
One. So 41, it all comes back to the special episode.
This is the first episode of 2017. It's a great year. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Black Velma is here to
off to a good start. Off to a very good start. Nothing has to be cut from this episode so far.
And this is Dead Rising 4. So if you know the story, Ryan, go ahead and just sum up the story of Dead Rising 1, 2, 3, Case West, Case 0, Case East, Case North, and all that takes.
Case the Case with Daphne Black.
Okay, so episode 1, Dead Rising episode 1, I should say. You play as this guy Frank West, and he has very bad graphics, and he's a reporter, and he spawned a couple internet memes, and the game was good. And then the second game, you play as a biker named Chuck Green, and your daughter is infected, so you have to find medicine to save her. And that's basically that entire game. And then in Case West, you team back up with Frank, who returned from the first game, and he is not looking too good, looking very old and fat, but that's, that's just the way things are for him. And you team up and try to find out what's going on. Dead Rising 3 I never played, so I don't know what the story of that is. And then Dead Rising 4, you play as Frank West. He doesn't sound like Frank, he doesn't look like Frank, he doesn't really act like Frank. And you're not really in the mall from the first game, but it's, yeah.
You're in the same city though, right?
Yeah, you're in Willamette. Well, it's funny, because I don't want to actually pile on this game, because I'm actually having a lot of fun with it so far. So I'm going to actually present a very, hopefully unbiased look at Dead Rising 4, but yeah, I will say, this main character is very not Frank West, which is who he's supposed to be.
Well, they made a big fucking deal.
Yeah, basically they made a big deal in the advertisement for this game that, Frank's back, because everyone, the fans of Dead Rising, they love Frank West. It's like, Frank's back, and, you're going back to Willamette, which is the mall from the original game, and, it's going to be amazing. And it's like, well, the advertising is you go back to the original mall, but it's like, well, that's not really what's happening. You're in the town surrounding the mall, which is funny because I was at first nervous because I was like, well, I don't want to just play in the same
game again.
Yeah, I don't want to just play the same area that I've already played it. Like, I played Dead Rising 1, I don't need to play it again. So no, it is different enough that, it's, Jesus fucking Christ, go, fuck me!
Go, fuck me.
This will be the first time I've died, if it's actually happened.
Wouldn't that be a fucking amazing moment?
It really was. The first time I've died so far in this game.
Yeah, so this is obviously, like you said, it's a kind of a spiritual reconnaissance.
Well, is that what I said? It's weird because, at first they weren't clear if it was a reboot or if it was a sequel. It is a full-on sequel. This is supposed to take place, so-and-so years after, and this is supposed to be the same Frank West. It is very different for unknown reasons.
Well, I guess we can jump into, what Liam's been chopping up a bit for.
Year in review.
Say it fucking last week.
Year in review.
The year in review.
Or as IGN called it.
Year in review in progress.
That's right.
Is that what?
Well, because they always do the review in progress, where it's
Right.
basically like just. It's not even a review. It's just like
It's just they sit down like this and be like, "What do you think of the game?" I think it's cool. No, thanks. Greg Miller.
Doesn't work talking about you today. Anyway,
You were first today, then.
year in review for 2016. Ryan has graciously picked 4 categories for us to choose. Should we go a category at a time? Like each person.
How
does
about
a
5 and
category
most
at a
missed
time?
celebrity?
Yeah.
There are none.
Okay, they'll-
Probably category time.
Yeah,
Although I'm
those are
afraid
good.
we'll have the same answer.
Well, so far.
Alright, well,
All right. So what's the worst category? Let's go with how about most disappointing game of 2016.
I'm sure Liam and I are gonna have the same answer.
Let's start with Ryan this time.
Okay.
Ryan Shane's most disappointing game of 2016.
Without question, it was Mafia 3.
Whoa!
Now, I would say my number 9, but that was so disappointing that I didn't actually have the desire to play it.
I
So,
mean, if you had played it, it would have.
yes, to be fair, I had high hopes for my number 9, but it obviously was a huge disappointment. But that also is everyone, obviously, my number 9. So I'm going to go with Mafia 3. Not a bad game, but we've talked about it extensively on the GameCast, Liam especially, and I had very high hopes based on Mafia 2. I was expecting it to be like the story. I was expecting the story to be I told you, I was like, this is going to be as good as Uncharted. It was not even close. It barely held my interest, and I wish it had been better. It was a good idea and fine execution, although they didn't do the mirrors correctly. But I think it could have definitely been better, and I think that overall, unfortunately, was not really the game that I wanted. How about you, Ian?
Okay, so mine's kind of. I'm iffy on it because it's the only one that I felt strongly about, but it's also like I don't know if I would consider it a release or not. You guys let me know. My most disappointing game in 2016 was 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree.
7 Days to Die was released on the PS4 and Xbox One this year, which was previously on PC. And we played it on PC, and I loved it on PC. It was
fun.
really fun.
It was fun. We didn't play it. We didn't really get into it, but like I could feel like there was definitely room for growth in there.
Yeah, for sure. And they released it on consoles this year, and we all got it pretty quickly too. Like we were all like, "Let's get it."
Day one.
Well, it's funny because you, for once, you were like, are we gonna get it? And I said, yeah, of course we're getting it. Let's fucking get it, and convinced you to buy it.
Well, none of us would have ever known, but ultimately it was kind of a fucked up release. The game didn't really run very well. Like every couple seconds there was like this pause in the game, and then it would keep going. It was so poorly running. It really sucked. And then for some reason, like we were having other issues where like we would keep spawning in areas where we just were fucked basically. Like instantly it was like, oh, you're fucking over.
Yeah, similar to Rust, that is not a game that's really good for playing with your friends because it just spawns you at a random spot. You're gonna run for a million miles to try to find your friends and then die instantly and spawn in some random part like area halfway across the map.
It was really disappointing. I think we were all looking forward to it, and
It's funny.
dropped.
You just mentioning it now makes me want to play it, but like. It makes me actually want to get Ark, because Ark looks like it's actually at least fairly well designed, but I'm like, I don't want to get burned again.
What's your most disappointing game of 2016, man?
Well, sadly, my most disappointing game is, you've already heard it, it was Mafia 3.
Whoa!
Yeah. Just a quick thing, before everybody had even heard of Mafia, I was playing that game, I was way before.
I mean, to be fair, yes, I only played it because Liam told me.
Yeah, I mean, I was very excited. I love open world games. Like GTA is my favorite game, and so any open world game I really get excited for. And Mafia 2 had a really great story, regardless of what everybody says. And it's weird because I feel like people are having the reaction of Mafia 3 that they should have had to Mafia 2, and they're having the reaction they had the reaction to Mafia 2 is what they should have had the reaction to Mafia 3. Where when Mafia 2 came out, they're like, there wasn't much to do, and the story was alright, but it didn't really hold my attention. And now Mafia 3 comes out, people are like, oh yeah, there's so much to do, and the story's so great. It's like, I feel exactly flipped, opposite.
Wow.
And I think that game sucks. And they said there's a lot to do, but in reality, the only thing there is to do is the same mission over and over again. And I'm like, that's fine. That's like Far Cry, where it's like, there's a lot to do afterwards. You can hunt animals, or you can take over headquarters, and that's pretty much what you can do with Mafia 3. The story was boring. It only picked up at the end. Which
No, I said the story was really good. There was just only 20 minutes of it.
But what did you think about the story?
I thought it was boring.
Wow.
I
like there's differing opinions.
I thought that it was just a lot of we gotta take this down, this guy, because he's connected to this guy, you take him down, that's it.
Well, as I'm saying, I'm not counting that. I'm saying the story is the beginning when Lincoln gets shot in the head, and then the end of the game when you try to go after Mark.
Yeah,
that's the story of the game, and the rest of it is all fucking filler to just stretch out the length of the game.
But, you know, that's
all
still...
that like, let's get this other Marcano and shit. I'm like, that's not really story. Like, that's, you're right, just gameplay. And
Right,
that's why.
but, you know, it is this part of the story. That's why I'm reviewing it. That's the part I'm reviewing because you know, if someone was to cut together all the cutscenes, that's still part of it. Regardless of there being any content there, it's just nonsense. It's just talking about some dude and he shows up and you kill him. And then the end picked up, but the end picked up like driving to the last mission picked up. So that to me is not a story. That's 10 minutes of interesting. Even I thought the beginning of the game wasn't that great.
Really?
Yeah, I as soon as I started playing, I thought I made a mistake buying the $80 version.
Wow.
Now I know.
Well, I completely think I made a mistake buying the $80 version because I'm not gonna play that fucking DLC.
Yeah, unless the DLC is good, they like let you play as Vita or something. I'm not playing. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
Most disappointing. It was disappointing, but it has taught me a lesson that maybe wait.
Wow.
Maybe just because it's one of your favorite franchises, or because they made one good game, does not mean that you can stay in like this.
What's going on?
Oh, he's frozen.
But yeah, so that was disappointing.
Should we do GOTY or should we do 2017?
Most anticipated, 2017.
All right, so this is the next category, the third of the 4 categories. We have most anticipated game of 2017. Now, obviously, this list is going to be hard because there aren't a lot of whole games that have been officially announced in 2017 with an actual release date.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to say any game that has been announced
Right.
from here on out that you think may come out in 2017.
Yes.
Leon, what is your most anticipated game of 2017?
My most anticipated game of 2017, as we speak, has a release date, but I'm extremely scared it's going to be delayed. It is Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Wow!
I'm very excited for the game. I think it looks really awesome. I've never played
Tom Clancy's
Ghost Recon
Wild.
I've never played any of the Ghost Recon games, so I have no prior knowledge. But that being said, I'm a weird guy, and I like weird things. No, I really like a lot of the like Fallout and Witcher and stuff. But there's a part of me likes realistic like war shooters. But it's got like Battlefield. That would be my favorite of the multiplayer games, just because I like the realism.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like Siege, because it's more tactical, and that's why Division's cool. So I get excited for these type of games where I see a game that's, you know, is more realistic and more thinking, even though that's not my playstyle at all.
Right.
Like, you'd think I may be in the most impatient gamer of all time, so this game is really not for me. And if you ever see me play Siege, there is no thinking. It's just I put down my little thing and I run around and hopefully to kill somebody.
That's why I'm baffled by why you love the
I know
game
you were
so
so
much.
into this, and I like that you're so into it, but I'm just like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen when it actually comes out.
Because I'm watching gameplay and I'm watching these guys play, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't wait. I would be like, I gotta kill everybody. But I like that kind of game, and for some reason that's one of my favorite game genres, and I can get really into that, which, you know, it's fine. And so this game looks like it's answering pretty much all those questions. It's an open world, which I love. It's a realistic war shooter, and it's got what seems to me is a very simple story of here's a giant open world, you gotta take down all these targets, however you want to do it, and go ahead and do it. And it's multiplayer, but they keep pushing the single player with the like every time they ever mention multiplayer, they follow it up quickly by saying, but you also play offline with AI bots. So I'm hoping that the bots are easy to control, because I have no friends. So hopefully.
Ryan, what would be your most anticipated game of 2017?
You'll probably find this very funny because of how much I shit on it this year, but Hitman Season 2 is
What the fuck?
my most anticipated game. I know.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. So
wait, I'm sorry. I know you've always liked the Hitman games. I know it's always been one of those.
to be perfectly clear, I've always liked Hitman games. Hitman Blood Money is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yes, you've become unbelievably obsessed.
Yes.
With
I don't know
Because-
what it is with this game, but when they finally finished the game and
Yeah.
I had access to all 6 locations, it like unlocked in my brain like, oh, this game's good. And I'm like, oh, I love it. It was just, again, like, the first 2 levels, I was super high on the game. I was like, this is amazing. Then Marrakesh came out. I was like, this game is shit. Then Hokkaido came out. I was like, this game fucking sucks. Then Colorado came out. I was like, fuck this game. It's the worst Hitman game. Then the final level came out. Or, sorry, that's Hokkaido. The other level was Bangkok. But Hokkaido came out and I was like, oh, this is the best level in the game yet. This game's fucking amazing. And now I'm obsessed with it. And I'm just like, Season 2, they did exactly what I wanted, which is it's going to use the same launcher and just add more levels. So I'll be able to go every single location that I want to without having to switch the game.
But how
or
big
switch
is
the
this
disc.
fucking game gonna be?
I don't know. I mean, size-wise, it's going to be obnoxious as fuck. But as far as convenience of not having to switch between Hitman games, I love it. So I'm very happy about that.
That is cool. I will.
And as long as they just keep adding more levels and more cool shit and improving contracts mode, like, it's going to be a fucking amazing game, and I'm excited. And that's the thing. Now, I don't mind the episodic release, because when the new episode comes out, I still have all that other content to tide me over.
My most anticipated game of 2017 has got to go to the big dog, the ching chong, the bing bong. You know what it's called?
Ukulele.
Ukulele. That is it.
Is it really?
Yes.
Ukulele.
Ukulele.
Really? Between that or Crash HD?
Crash is, to be fair, it's a re-release. Fuck that shit. All I give a fuck about is Ukulele.
Wow, come on, dude. That's a full-on remake.
Ukulele is not only a one that I fully trust this team, being that it's almost the entirety of the original Rare team, but
it is a Kickstarter game.
True, but it's also the fastest I've ever fucking seen a Kickstarter game ever fucking get off the ground. They have a solid release date in April. I'm so fucking excited. Everything I've seen from the game looks fucking amazing. Looks just like the old school games. It's that ultimate. That is similar to the Crash game, where, like, you know how you have that mentality in your mind when you play an old school game, the years go by and then you think about the game, but how you think about it is not how it actually looks.
Right.
You just have this. That is what Ukulele and Crash Insanity. Those what those look like. They're what you imagine the games look like.
Crash does look like that game. Looks like what. Like, oh, that's exactly what Crash looked like, just a million times better, which I've never seen a remake look so much like what it's remaking.
But Ukulele, I can't fucking wait. I'm so excited, because the thing is, when I was a kid, I didn't have an N64, so I didn't get to play Banjo-Kazooie or any of these games when I was
really?
young. Yeah, my neighbor had an N64, so anytime I wanted to play a game, I had to go over there.
Oh yeah, because you never played like Majora's Mask or anything.
Right, so I didn't have an N64 until I was older, so I got to play those games when I was a little bit older. Not much older, mind you, but it was just a little bit older, and so I wanted to experience this for the first time. I get to experience this game. No fucking spoilers. No fucking, like, people all talking about it all the time. It's like, I just get to fucking play it, experience it. I'm so fucking excited for Ukulele.
And what is the release date?
April, like, 11th or something like that. It's, like, really soon. And I can't fucking wait.
Game of the year.
Game of the year 2016. Now, this is a hard time. Now, here's the problem.
This is a hard time.
Many games cannot be on this list, unfortunately. This is not a true game of the year, at least for me.
Well, yeah, because to make a true game of the year list, we would have to actually take a look at every game that came out this year that we played, consider the amount of time we played, the amount of fun we had, etc., etc.
Plus, there were like 4 games that I got this year that I haven't played yet.
Right. So to be clear, this is,
that.
I wouldn't call this a definitive, game of the year list, and, I doubt we'll do any more. I don't think we're going to release a top 10 or anything. But at least, I would say this is, as close as we're going to get to a, quick guess at the game of the year.
Pretty much. So we've each picked one game as our pivotal game of the year for 2016. Who wants to go first?
I just went first for the last one, so why don't you go first? I don't think you. Oh, why not?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Alright. Alright, so this year a lot of games came out, a lot of stuff we played. It's hard to pick, but I had to go with my gut, and I wanted to go with the game that I felt like when I played it, I had fun, I didn't want to stop, and ultimately I would love to go back to and play again, and I think it would be the ultimate game experience I had this year. And there's only one game that there's a lot of games that come to mind, but there's only one that stands above the rest. And my game of the year of 2016 is Doom.
What? Wow.
Doom is my game of the year for 2016.
Oh my God.
Now, a little backstory, obviously. I have been a fan of the Doom franchise for a very, very long time. It's one of my earliest franchises that I've loved. I've been looking forward to a Doom 4 for such a long time that I never thought it was going to happen. It had been in development hell for so long, it was just never going to happen. Then Duke Nukem Forever happened, and it was kind of one of those things where I felt like, if this could happen, then there's hope.
Although, to be fair, Duke Nukem Forever, I don't think that inspired hope.
Here's the thing,
in
Duke
any
Nukem
way.
Forever was notoriously a piece of shit, and everyone fucking hated it. That's not what I was concerned about. I was concerned about the fact that they actually fucking made it.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was what it was originally intended to be, they did make it. And from then, as time went on, things came closer. We got to see more and more things. And Bethesda was like kind of pushing it in to make this game. It was like, oh my god. And it finally came, and it happened, and I got it, and I played it, and I can honestly say it exceeded every expectation I could have ever had for Doom. They did everything right. They did a perfect, like, the throwbacks and the callbacks to the original games, even to Doom 3, which is, I fucking love Doom 3, and everyone fucking hates it, and there's callbacks to Doom 3, like, they did such a fucking good job with this game. It is such a great, like, action game. It's fun. I remember when I played it, I was talking about it, and I was saying how you never really get to, whenever you play a game, usually you're like the guy who can get stronger, and like, as it goes on, everyone's stronger than you.
Yeah.
This is the game where it gets you to be the fucking badass, and you're just fucking, you don't give a shit, and you start blasting people in the face,
Right.
grab someone, blow their fucking head off. It was so fucking, like,
Satisfying.
just satisfying, and so much time that I had hoped, like, oh god, and it was fucking, I loved it.
Now,
And
as someone
it
who
was-
didn't play Doom 3 and only has a existential knowledge of Doom 1 and 2, do you think I'll still get that same satisfaction from
I
it?
think you would still enjoy it. I think anyone who would play the game, regardless of whether you play the other ones, would still enjoy it.
Because I know exactly what you're saying. Like, even though I've never, I haven't played Doom 3, I know exactly what you're saying in terms of, the way the game is and everything. So but I'm saying missing the references, you think that hampers the enjoyment of the game at all?
No, I think people would still dig it. I think you'd still understand that this is Doom and like, okay, this is what it is. But like, it doesn't rely on the previous stories. It's not like, oh god, you have to know the story about
Yeah.
it. It's its own thing, and I really liked it, and I think they did a phenomenal job. I can't thank them enough for what they did with that game. I can only hope that it would instill them to make some more stuff like that, but I don't really know what their plan is there. But overall, it was, I loved it. It was the most fun I had the entire year, without a doubt, in any game. So I got to give it to Doom. That was the game of the year.
Wow, and I guess I'll go next because I'll say the game that I thought you were going to say, which is Uncharted 4.
Wow.
I'm very surprised you did not go with Uncharted 4. But I will say, for me at least, there's a reason why Uncharted 4 I think stands above the rest, because I was going to say something else. I was going to say maybe Overwatch or even Hitman, but I think the reason why Uncharted 4 stands out for me is because, for me, the most important part of the game is the story, and it is the characters. And there's plenty of games that I don't play for the story because that's not the focus. Or there's plenty of games that the story isn't perfect. Like Devil May Cry, that's I think one of the reasons I like DMC so much is because the story of Devil May Cry has never been the sticking point for me. It's more the gameplay and the characters. So I wasn't necessarily opposed to that. But anyway, almost every franchise that I truly love has been turned to shit. I would say my favorite franchises of all time are Splinter Cell, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Uncharted, and Metal Gear Solid, and you could even throw Dead Rising in there if you want to. Every single one of those franchises has become utter fucking shit, except for Uncharted. And Metal Gear Solid, especially last year, my most disappointing game of the year, without question. In fact, I wish I could say it was my most disappointing game of this year as well. I fucking hate it so much. I was so scared that Uncharted 4 was not going to live up to my expectations, and I tried to have low hopes so that it couldn't disappoint me. I was like, I won't get excited for it. I won't pay attention to any of the trailers. Like, I won't, watch anything. Yada yada. It keeps getting delayed. Fuck. It's just whatever. That game was fucking incredible. We talked about it in detail, both personally and on the GameCast. But the story was fucking amazing. It pretty much was the perfect wrap up for the series. It didn't do any of the stuff I was afraid it was gonna do. I was afraid they were gonna try to be really serious because this is the final game, and Last of Us was serious. So it's like, oh, we gotta be serious now. And then I was afraid, they're gonna kill Drake. Are they gonna make his brother a bad guy? Because it seems like they're really telegraphing that in the trailers and stuff. And I'm just like, it was nothing that I thought was going to happen. Like, none of that happened. It disappointed me. It was just everything that I would possibly hope from the finale to Uncharted. And on top of that, it was the best looking and most well-made game I played this year. Like, I played plenty of games this year that control fine, but Uncharted 4 ran perfectly from day one and didn't have a single issue. And that I cannot say about many games that I played this year. So I think for the story and just for the fact that it was a game that was actually finished when I pulled it out of the box and played it, I gotta give it to Uncharted 4.
Liam?
Anyway,
I was
sorry for that speech. Go
I
ahead.
was just looking up because I wanted to see if Payday 2 would come out this year for PS4 because I was thinking about saying that because I was thinking about just the fact that as much as that game has fucked us.
Yeah.
Alright, well, anyway, I still enjoy it.
I'm saying, like, yeah.
Well, it didn't come out this year, it came out last year.
Also,
so,
they fucked us.
Also, what are you talking about? It was a fucking piece of shit.
Well, it's my game, yeah, your game.
Wow.
Well, I can't wait to hear what this is.
Well, the thing that sucks about my game of the year is I really didn't get, like, the game that should have been my game of the year was Mafia 3, and it just didn't live up to it because I didn't really get any single player only games for myself. I think like this year, most games I got okay, were more either multiplayer or just kind of disappointing. Even Hitman, as much as I enjoyed it, it did disappoint me. It didn't hold my attention.
Yeah.
So I have to give to a game that I played a good amount, but definitely like if anybody saw how much I played, they would question the validity of the game of the year.
So fucking
oh my, there's so much build up for this.
I know.
But
You're such a letdown.
oh shit! I wonder if I can put this game in.
Oh my god! Game of the year. Liam!
You know what? I've decided.
No, you don't change it.
No, because I realize there is one game.
God, I want to know so bad.
There is one game that.
I thought my lead up was long.
There's one game that I was excited for, and I played it. It was originally going to be Overwatch, was going to be my game of the year, because I think the game's awesome.
I mean, to be fair, I think that should be our game of the year, technically, in terms of
the game's awesome, and I guess I'll give it just a runner-up because really awesome, and as much as I didn't play that much, that is a game that I can jump in, play one match, and it's always fun. But my game of the year, UFC 2.
Whoa! Sport guy, you're a sport guy.
I'm a sport hound, and what can I say?
I'm
Let's
a
go play
fucking
football.
sneakerhead.
No, I say UFC 2, and it came to me in a vision because I was about to admit Overwatch, but I just realized, you know what? I played a lot of UFC 2. I really enjoyed making a character and going through the whole. You go through the Ultimate Fighter, and then you go and just get into the UFC. And I didn't even win the championship. I came short, but it was fun, and it was some of the most fun I've had. Getting into like the more my career went on, and the more my career got hurt, I was getting closer to my last chance to get the championship, and I never got the championship.
You were pretty invested. Like I remember you talked to me like, I'm trying to fucking win the championship.
Dude, every fucking day he was playing it.
Yeah,
he was really into it.
And it was fun. I never got that championship, and I wanted to go back and play. I just didn't. Never got the opportunity because other things had come out, but it was fun, and the fact that I invested this much time into the game and my character, and it's the kind of game I like where I can put myself. I like to put myself in my character's shoes, and as weak as I am, it was fun to kind of create my own character and go through just from the beginning to the end of my career. And then another thing I had fun with was multiplayer. And there was lag here and there, but I will say, as much as I sucked, it was always fun jumping into a multiplayer match and wondering if I was going to come out winning. And Ian has watched me play that multiplayer many times, and
Fucking funny.
I don't do too well, but when I win, it is one of the greatest feelings of all time, beating someone online. And it makes you question if they suck, and sometimes the match is really close, but that game, for the most part, has some actually pretty good online fighting. Not too much lag. There was lag here and there, but sometimes I have matches with absolute no lag, and that's awesome. But yeah, I gotta give it to UFC 2.
Wow.
Great game, and it makes me hopeful that they'll do UFC 3.
Now, was that the one that you were building up to for like 5 minutes?
Well, he was gonna say Overwatch, and then the last second he realized, oh wait, UFC came out this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I realized that's the game. That's the game.
I want to know what the game was that you were hyping up.
Well, it's funny because I want to say thoughts on Overwatch. I agree. I think Overwatch is phenomenal.
At least I think it's our co-op game of the year for sure.
But just because you play a game a lot doesn't necessarily make it your game of the year.
No.
And the reason I questioned Liam was because, to be fair, and this is the only to be fair, Ryan and I played a shitload of it compared to what you played, and that's why I was just taken back by it because I thought, seems odd that you would pick a game that you didn't really play a whole lot of. Regardless, you don't necessarily have to play a lot of a game in order for it to be your game of the year, but that's the only reason why I was questioning.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't want to put it on there because I was
thinking like
I did enjoy it, and I definitely think it is the best new IP that I've played in a very long time. It's completely original. Well, okay, obviously it copies from other games, but the characters and everything are all original, and it has its own style, which I really, really like.
I mean, it helps that Blizzard is a fucking huge company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They're
it's also amazing that this company pretty much focused on one style of game, and they said we're gonna do the polar opposite of that, and they knocked it out of the park. So that's it's awesome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the year to come to a close. 2016 is in the books. 2017 is on the rise. We have a lot of things to look forward to this year. The launch of our new WWE 2K17 Universe mode. We're all really excited about it. The launch of our new Let's Play. Not yet. The launch of the GameCasts is slow demise. Well, we already
Start episode 1.
0 points to this.
But ultimately, we want to thank everyone who's stuck around, if you have, for 2016. We look forward to 2017 and all that has to come for the year in movies, games, entertainment, as well as GameLords and what we can do for our fans and for us. And we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for watching. We'll see you all next time. What do you think about that, buddy?
We'll see you next time.
I think we're all.
I think Liam said it.
something.
I think Liam said it best when he said, "We'll see you next time."
But I think we're all owed something. It's 2016's ending, 2017's beginning. The theoretical shedding of the skin, shedding of the outer clothes, if you will. I think all of us are owed at some point a farewell to 2016, and I think there's no one better to do it than our own Mr. Liam Duchesne. Now, of course, he's going to undo the pants, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
This is for David Bowie.